Hi everyone, it's Meridy here and I am back with our process video number 5 for the Rugged Limitless Kit and Essentials Kit. And I really hope that you're enjoying the layout so far and this is giving you some inspiration to kill your kit, because I am working my way through this kit and I'm doing a pretty good job of using things up. So let's just jump right into today's video. And today I'm just going to use one 3x4 photo, but you can use different size photos if you're following along. You can use a 4x6 or a couple of 4x6s. You know, it's going to be really flexible, probably, with what I'm using and what you have. So I'm going to put this photo off to the side for just a second so I can show you what else. Today I'm going to use the word, my photo is, I've got to tell you what it's about so it makes sense. It's me and my littlest working the concession stand during my daughter's volleyball game a couple of years ago. I think in 2020 something, 2021 maybe. So that's what it's a picture of. So we're in the concession stand and he just thought that was the coolest thing because he was in kindergarten. So I'm going to use the word cool, and your cool comes with the, like when you got your kit, the cool comes with the negative letters, and we're going to use those too to do something with that. I got out my rugged sequin mix because I'm going to use that with the word cool. I think I'm going to make the two O's into little shakers. I've got the buttons that came in the, I think they came in the Essentials Kit. I've got these two little arrows that I might use that came, I just got them a la carte on the website. I might use them, I might not. I got them out because they match. I've got a bunch of scraps that I have left from the last few days and layouts that I've been making this month. I think these are the colored scraps that I have. And then of course I just have black and white in here. That's out of my stash. That's not from the kit. So I've got a bunch of scraps. I've got this scrap of the packaging from the Minte chippies that I used part of it on my last layout. I've got these cut aparts, and on the back is this plaid. I've got this linen texture with arrows on the back, that scrap. I've got this whole entire photo play paper because I saved it for this layout, and the back is this like speckly, really cool speckly paper, and that's going to be a majority of my layout. And then of course I've got a sticker sheet still and an alphabet sheet still, and I have the other thickers from these kits. There's a whole set of, let me grab them over here. There's a whole set of phrase thickers. There's these puffy thickers that have phrases on them too, and then the alphabet that came in the Essentials Kit. So I've got a bunch of things to work with, and then I've got a white piece of 12x12 paper for my stash, and I'm going to use this as the background of my layout to adhere all the pieces on. So first things first. Oh, I should tell you, since we're working concessions, I found the word crew because I was thinking about my title before I was filming this, and I found the word crew from the puffy they were from the puffy thickers from these. Okay, so crew, and then I have the word cool. So my title on this layout is going to be Cool Concession Crew, which is Usher and I. Cool Concession Crew, or Cruel Concessions Crew. Something, it's the CCC of the title, Cool Concessions and Crew, that I like. So I think that's alliteration. I can't remember. I'm not very good in English. I can't remember what it's called when the first three letters are the same in a phrase like that. Maybe it's alliteration. Maybe it's not. So I'm going to start by cutting the branding strip off of this piece of paper. And then once I get the branding strip cut off, oops, I kind of didn't cut it enough. All right. I'm going to save it just in case I need these two little scraps. Who knows? You never know. Okay, so I've got this white background and I love these stripes, but I think I want to try something that I've never tried before with this stripe paper. I don't know if it's gonna look cool or not, but I want to try it. So I'm gonna cut this stripe paper I'm gonna cut about 7 inches off of the striped paper. So one piece is gonna be 5 inches wide. The other piece is going to be 7 inches wide. And since I only have one photo for this layout, let me see. How I can lay out my title here. Or would I rather have it go like Cool Concessions Crew? I think I kind of like my title stacked on top, like Cool Concessions Crew. Well, I don't know what direction I'm gonna use yet, okay? I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave the paper like this, or like this. Let's see if my idea is even gonna look cool like I think before I worry about what direction I'm putting it. So I'm getting a self-healing mat here, and I'm going to get an X-Acto knife here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start cutting an angle on each color. Like I'm just cutting this white stripe right there at an angle. And then I'm gonna go straight up and down on this next stripe so it's a little taller. And then I'm gonna cut, where did that cut go? Because it's hard to see. Then I'm gonna cut an angle the other way. Okay, so I've got like that. Then I'm gonna go on this gray, like down this next line. I'm gonna cut really far down from there. I'm going super slow, so it's straight. You can also use a metal T-square for this. A metal T-square will keep it, like you can't cut into the metal. You might not want to use a plastic ruler or T-square because the blade can cut in and get stuck on the edges of the plastic and like snag, but on a metal ruler or T-square it won't. Okay, so last time I went that angle, I think I want to go that angle again. So I'm just going to cut right up to there, and then this next stripe in the paper is this blue stripe, and I think I want to cut downwards. So let me show you. Let me just cut this off right where I've got it so you can see what I'm doing. I'm doing this. Let me get a white piece of paper to put under this for you. And I just had these supplies. See how I'm just making all the different colored stripes like a different length. And I'm gonna do this all the way up the page. I'm not gonna do it all on camera because it's gonna take a real long time. But I don't know, I was just thinking about this. Last night when I was getting all my supplies laid out, you know, ready to make this video. And when I was sitting here with them all in a pile on my desk, I just thought of this idea and I thought, I wonder how that will look. And I didn't know, so here I am trying it, hoping that it looks good. So I'm gonna just do all of these different lengths, staggered, nothing, no pattern, no rhyme or reason, and I will be right back when I get that all done. So I got this all cut, and as you can see right there, and I want it to go on my layout somehow, but I'm noticing that especially the white stripes are kind of blending in my layout. So I think I'm gonna use just a small bit of ink on the background of the white, like underneath here in this area, to just make these pop a little. Or I could put the entire thing on a piece of paper that's not white, maybe like light blue or something. Let me see how that looks. I really like white on the background and mixed media, but let me get a light blue piece of paper and just see how that looks, just to rule it out. And this light blue, I don't even think this is the right shade of light blue. Okay, well, it kind of does the same thing with a light blue paper. Cover that up. It kind of does the same thing with the light blue paper, so now the light blue stripes blend in. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like if I used a black sheet of paper, the black stripes would blend in. So I feel like any color I use right now, it's gonna blend. So I think I'm gonna go with my original plan and use some mixed media here. Now the question is, what color? I want to use ink because I want to blend it with just one of these blending brushes. So I don't want to use black soot. I don't want it to be that dark. I don't think I want to use a shade of orange. I could use a shade of yellow because there's no yellow here, so it will pop out. I like the gray, the idea of gray. I like this really light gray. This Uncharted Mariner is too dark. I don't want it quite that dark. Stormy Sky, I think it's gonna blend in with some of these colors. And then my other color that I have here that matches this kit is Twisted Citron, but there's no green on this page, so I'm not gonna try to use the green. Okay, so I'm narrowing it down to those couple colors. And I think I'm gonna get a piece of scratch paper and just put a little swatch of each of these colors on a piece of scratch paper and see what direction I want to go with that. So I'm going to try a little of the weathered wood. I'm just putting it on a circular motion because this is what I'll do on my layout. Let's see how that looks. It's very, very light, but it's okay, but it's kind of a warmer greenish color almost. So I don't think I want to try that one. I mean, I don't think I want to use that one. Let's try this Hickory Smoke. And I'm just doing it really light and blending it out. And oh, that's nice. It's kind of like a smoky color in there. It doesn't blend with any of the colors. So that one looks pretty good. And then I'll try the Fossilized Amber. I'm gonna get a different brush, one that's not covered in gray. Okay, so the Fossilized Amber is that yellow color. It's between these two, the gray, the yellow. You know what? I want to try a blue. I want to get a blue color in there just to see what it looks like. I'm thinking Stormy Sky because I kind of envisioned this being blue. I don't really like the Stormy Sky color either. I'm gonna try one more color here. I'm gonna try Speckled Egg, which is another blue color. Because I kind of want to brighten this up a little, but not quite as bright as the yellow. Oh, this might be the color. This is Speckled Egg. It's more of like a greenish blue. I kind of like this color the best, I think. Better than gray, better than that. I don't like that blue. I don't like this yellow. I don't like this color. Either the gray or the Speckled Egg I think would look good. And since I want this to be a little bit lighter because these are fun pictures, I think I'm gonna go with the Speckled Egg. So if I mess this up, I can always flip the paper upside down and redo it. But I'm just going to start, and I'm just gonna go down the whole center section just like this. And I'm not gonna do this all on camera because it's gonna take quite a while. Okay guys, I had to pause the video a minute because I originally was gonna do this whole thing in Speckled Egg, like I was just saying. But instead I started kind of sampling other colors because I wasn't liking the way that the Speckled Egg looked. So I started sampling. I did Speckled Egg, then I did Stormy Sky, then I did Hickory Smoke, then I did Fossilized Amber. And when I put it on top to see which color I liked better, I thought to myself, I really like the whole entire ombre look. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna add a little more of every color in here. What is this called? Fossilized Amber is pretty much done. but I'm gonna add a little more of all these other colors. So I wanted to tell you that before I go off camera to finish it, but in order to blend them, I just kind of go up to the next color, and then I just kind of overlap the colors a little, and I keep working in a circular motion here, so it kind of blends everything together. And I'm working my way out to this edge. And I realize a lot of this might get covered up by photos. That's fine with me. And then I work up a little higher so I can add in this stormy sky and blend this stormy sky color up here. So I'm gonna go off camera to finish it up, but that is my plan. All right. So this is how my paper looks with those colors ombre: speckled skies, speckled egg, stormy sky, hickory smoke, and fossilized amber. And maybe if I did it again, I might have put the fossilized amber at the top so it kind of went in rainbow order, but it's done and I'm not going to redo my page. But I do like it like that. It makes all the colors of these pop. And what I'm going to do next is grab this little mini mister. It's just filled with water, and I'm going to activate some of these colors. I'm just going to put a couple little splatters on, and you'll see when this Distress Oxide ink gets wet, it almost like lifts the color, it activates it. So when I blot these colors off, it's going to be like it has white splatters wherever there was water. And let me get a little towel to demonstrate what I mean. I used to keep baby wipes in my scrapbook room, and they would dry out really bad because I live in the desert, but now I wish I had kept the dry ones so I could use them to do this. But do you see how wherever there was water, it is white now because it like took the ink right off the page when I blotted it off with this tissue. So I kind of like that distressed look right there. And then I think I'm going to come back in and put splatters in the color that's behind it. So it's not going to be an exact match because I don't have splatters in all of these colors. I'm debating if I should just get a brush a little wet and dip it in here, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to use, so for the where the hickory smoke was, I'm going to put some black soot, and I'm just going to put a couple splatters, and I'm going to try to keep it lined up only where the black soot area is. I'm going to try not to get it too high and not to get it too low. And then where the stormy sky is and the speckled egg and the fossilized amber, I'm going to put those colors. So let me go grab those colors. I decided not to use speckled egg even though I have it because I want it to kind of show up different. So I just picked colors that were similar. So I used Powder Puff Shimmers paint because that's showing up a little. And again, I'm trying to, not really get it on the other colors, just where it goes. I am going to blot this off because it's so big. Okay, and then I'm using the mica mist in, it's called Pampas Grass. Just going to protect my work surface a little. And it's like a bluish green color, so it works really well with its speckled egg. And I hope I'm getting these, oh good, I am. And then for the yellow, the fossilized amber, I'm going to use a gold mist. This one is mica mist and aspen gold, but there's like Heidi Swap had gold, you might have that in your stash, and Jen Hadfield had a gold, you might have that in your stash. So, and then if you don't have any of these or all of these, or you're needing a color, you can mix a little bit of acrylic, like cheap acrylic paint with water. You have to make it this like a thin consistency, so you might want to test it on scratch paper. But you can mix thin acrylic paint with water and use that as splatters too. Just do it a little at a time, like don't get it too wet to begin with. Okay, I'm gonna let this all dry. While I'm letting this dry, because I'm liking this, when I'm letting this dry, I'm gonna start working with my title. So my title, I would like to make the C and the L be a pattern of paper, and the two O's, I think I want them to be white in the background with, what is it? Sequins inside like a shaker. But my entire word, I want it to be black. So I'm gonna get my scratch paper over here again, and I'm gonna ink up the entire word cool to be black. And I'm just gonna use my archival black ink. I'm gonna use one of these that I've already been using. It just had gray on it, so it's fine to put the black gray on top of it. And I'm just gonna gently use circular motions to ink this whole thing. And when I'm gonna turn off the camera because it's pretty boring to watch, and I will be right back and the whole thing will be black. Okay, so the black is done, the word cool is done. And the next thing that I'm gonna do is get ready with my letters. So I wanna make a C and an L. And let's see, what color should I make those? I don't think I wanna make them this color. That's too dark. I think I want to use this. Yeah, I want to use this paper, which I do have a big piece of it over here. I'm making quite a mess right now. So I'm gonna, yeah, I definitely want to back them in this color. So I am going to trace slightly, I'm going to trace around these two letters, around the C and around the L. And I will use a pencil. And then when I go to cut it, I'm just going to cut slightly outside of where I traced, because that will give me enough space to adhere glue and make it stick inside of here. All right, now I'm gonna glue the C and the L down, and I like to put the glue on the back of my hand because then it doesn't get everywhere. And just dip the part in the glue that I need glued. So there's the C, and then I will dip the L in and get the L glued down. And then the next part, if I wanna make these stars into shakers, I am going to need to cut a piece of acetate, the size a little bit bigger than these. So I'm going to trace those on a piece of acetate, and then I'm going to cut around them just like I did for the C and the L. So I'm going to go trace 2 pieces of acetate and cut those out into star shapes, and I will be right back. Okay, so I've got my 2 acetate stars cut out here, and I outlined them in black marker before I cut them. You can see them on my desktop. So what I'm going to do now is adhere those acetate stars to the back of this, and I'm gonna use the glue like this so it just doesn't fall off. Now, normally when I'm making shaker boxes, I would next put like dimensional adhesive on all these outlines where I'm putting glue right now, like all the way around the shape, the square, whatever it is, I would put foam tape. But these are so very, very thin, like the line on there, that I kind of don't want to mess with foam tape. So I'm not going to. I'm going to make a cheater shaker box. Oh my gosh, if I could get the words out. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. Let me get these 2 stars adhered down, and then I'll show you. I'm gonna cheat. Okay, so I've got the window in them glued down nice. I'm going to decide what color do I want my background. I think I do want it to be white because I feel like That will look cool with the sequins in there. So I'm gonna, but these are too small because these are just the exact same size, you know, it came out of there. So these are too small. So I'm gonna cut both of these. I'm gonna trace them onto a piece of white cardstock, just a scrap that I still have. So I'm gonna cut them. I'm gonna trace them, I mean, on white cardstock, and then I'm gonna cut around them a little bit outside of my tracing line so that they're a little bit bigger than this white star. So I've got these cut out. They're a little bit larger, you know, but you still can't see the white outside of the black when it's laid up in the right place. And I'm gonna go ahead and flip them over so you can't see my cut lines when I'm doing this. I'm going to also flip this upside down. And this is how I'm gonna make a cheater shaker box. First of all the little guys and the little tiny stars wanna flip out of the bottom, or slip into the bottom. So I have to dump some in my hand so I get all the colors and all the things. I'm just gonna put not as many sequins as I would put in a 3D shaker box, because there's not enough room, because there's not any dimension to this one. So this is also helpful. Wow, I'm making a mess. This is also helpful if you don't like thick embellishments on your layouts. You can also do it this way. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take my glue with the really thin tip, and I'm just gonna outline right around there. Try not to bump. I'm trying not to bump this because I don't want the sequins to get in this glue that I'm putting down. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go stick my star right on top. I might have put too much in this one. I did. This one is too full. Let's get some of those out. It just needs barely any sequins in there or it won't lay flat. Like, I don't even want any on top of each other. So much better. Okay. And make sure all the edges are pushed down so they can't sneak out of the little sides. And I've still got too much on this side now too. So I'm gonna take a bunch of these out. So it's just like one flat little layer of sequins. I maybe have 10 pieces in there and that's it. And that's all I want because I don't want it to make the back pop off. And then I'm gonna put the glue right around the edges, just like I did to the other one. And adhere that. So that's like a cheater shaker box when you don't want dimension in there. Just gotta hold it down to seal it nice and good. And there you go. They don't really move around a lot, like a little they do, but not a lot like a regular shaker, but I think it still looks cool. So that is my part of my title. And let's take it back to our background paper, which is nice and dry now. All of these are dry. So I think first I need to decide which direction I want to put this. Do I want this to sit like this? Do I want it to go like this? With my picture like the star of the show at the bottom or the top? No, I don't like it at the top. Or do I want it to go, of course, from this side, or cool concession crew? Oh, this is a hard one. I kind of don't like it coming from the bottom. So I'm debating, I really like it right here or right here. I think I like this way. I think I'm gonna stick to this. So this is great. My title's gonna be there. My picture's gonna be there. possibly. Oh yeah, I like covering. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this side down. Got some glitter on there. Oh, those dots weren't quite all the way dry. Oops. I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this side down. I'm only gonna adhere in case I need to stick anything under any of these little ending up stripes. I'm just going to adhere the big part right now. I can go back in at the end if I want and add adhesive underneath of these. But just in case I want to slip anything under there, I don't want to adhere them down. I want this to be matted on a few sheets to kind of make my picture pop out. I think I'm going to mat it first just on plain white cardstock because I like the look of that, and that's what I'm going to do. So let me get out plain white cardstock and mat my photo first on that with just a small mat around the white cardstock. Okay, so that's matted, and then I would like to put a couple layers to incorporate some of these other colors from the kit. I don't think I need this speckled paper because there's so many speckles in the background. Do I need some on this side? No, I really don't think I need it. I don't think it adds to it. So I'm gonna be done with this piece. Oh, we've got hearts on one side of this, which this is pretty cute. Let's see, do I have another little scrap of this paper? Wood grain and hearts. I do. Okay. I like the wood grain sticking out and a few hearts sticking out. So I like this wood grain sticking out, but I also want a few of these hearts. I'm gonna start by cutting off 4.5 inches off the top of this piece. So it's 4.5 inches. And that gives me some hearts to work with. And then I'm gonna cut this wood grain piece because I don't want it to be this huge, giant mat. So I'm gonna cut this wood grain piece right about here, which let me tell you how many inches this is. 4 inches. So this piece right now is 3 inches by 4 inches. That's what's left over from, you know, other layouts that we did. Let me get this photo onto this heart paper. And then I am going to trim off the bottom here. I don't need all of this extra stuff sticking off the bottom. And then I'm going to mat it on this paper. And then I am going to use a little bit of this orange, but just a little, with just a little bit of the tire's tread, and I'm going to make it stick out of the bottom. So let's see. This is 4.5 inches as well. Which side do I want to take it off? So now this piece is 3 inches by 4.5 inches. And I'm just gonna put that mat right down underneath there. I think I like it on the bottom right. Okay, so I'm gonna mat that at the bottom right. And again, I'm just making a little bit of it stick out just to give some visual weight down there because this title is pretty bold. Okie doke. I need something else underneath this white paper. And I have this little scrap of this. It was from a cut apart card that we cut apart for the last layout. And I wonder if I can just do this. just messing with the scraps. Or down here, it even looks cute. I kind of like it down there, and then I'm gonna ink this to make it pop, because it's still blending into the background to me a little. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of black soot ink right there. Just to make this white wood grain show up against the background here. If you want, you could go ahead and ink all of these layers of paper that you've got here, but I'm just gonna ink that one. See, it shows up so much better. Okay, and then I am going to start doing Cool Concession Crew. And then the word concession, I do want to use these letters. I don't know how to spell concession because I am the world's worst speller. I'm gonna ask Alexa. Alexa, how do you spell concession?
Concession is spelled C-O-N-C-E-S-S-I-O-N.
Good, I'm glad I asked Alexa because that's not how I would have spelled it. All right, and then I'm going to get my little ruler here and line up the letters so I can kind of see how much space this is gonna take up. And I really hope I have all the letters to spell this word. I think I do. C-O-N. Okay, it's gonna fit right there. Cool Concession Crew. Now, should I move the whole thing down? No, I don't like it moved down. I'm losing all my black splatters that I did because I covered it all up. But I also don't want to move it up. You still can't see the black splatters. So I'm going to leave it how I liked it. And I'm just losing all my black splatters except for maybe a very couple right there at the top. That's fine. And I'll put the word crew. And I like to adhere this with a little bit of extra adhesive when I can, just because I know I don't want things falling off my pages in years to come. So let me grab a little extra adhesive for this. And that word concession that I have, that font, if I want, I can alter those letters and color them to make them pop a little bit off the page, but I don't think I need to do that. Like, I think it looks pretty nice and white. I think it's showing up really well. So I don't think that I need to color them. I do want to get it centered though. So I'm gonna start with the E that's in the middle and put that right in the middle right here. And I would like to pop my title up on foam tape. You don't need to if you don't like dimension on your page. After all, I mean, we did make those flat so they weren't thick on the page, but I just really like dimension on my pages, and this page doesn't have a lot of dimension yet. So I think this is the perfect part to pop up on foam tape. Okay, before I adhere that down, I want to make sure that I don't want to use any of these scraps over here to like balance things out. I'm not sure. I mean, it kind of does look cool like that. Let's see, I kind of like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm not worried that it doesn't have the mixed media under it like the way this does, because it's just a little bit of balancing. It's not, it's okay to me. It doesn't bother me, because it's just kind of balancing out the heaviness of all of this. Cool concession crew. Okay, once I put this down, there's no changing that positioning. Oh, right. I really like how this is turning out. I don't even feel like I need a ton of other embellishments on here, but I would like to add some other embellishments on here. So let me pull out, I kind of like these buttons that I haven't even used at all yet. I was saving them for this layout. They might be a little bit too bright for this one. It's too large. I don't like that one. Just seeing various places to put this. I kind of like it down there if I'm going to use it. Got the word smile, but I don't want to detract from my title, so I'm not going to use the word smile that's in the exact same font. I don't need any more of these. Let's see, I'm going to get out all of these goodies. Okay, I like the lightning bolt, and it matches with my picture because that's my kids' school is called the Lightning Bolts. Like it's not their mascot, but it's their symbol, I guess. I don't know. So I'm gonna try to incorporate the lightning bolt. I like this arrow. I don't want to use green because there's no green on this page. I'm trying to stick to the color scheme of this page. The cool dude, no. Oh boy, I can use the oh boy. And this hello. Somehow in there. Let's just try to get down what I've got going on over here. Hello. And oh boy. I'm gonna put that up there. Oh boy, cool concession crew. And then I want to incorporate that lightning bolt. I think I can do it right there. I feel like maybe I can use a little, oh, I don't want to ruin this, but I feel like it needs something over here. Let's see, what could I put over there? Oh, I've still got all these stickers. I totally forgot. Okay, this is gonna be very helpful. I'm gonna put this guy in here. Cause my son just thought this was the coolest thing. Oh, I can totally add the pizza because we're working a concession stand. And they have food and slices of pizza. Can't believe I forgot about all the stickers. I'm gonna move this over just a little. And I think I'm gonna put the arrow back here. I'm gonna get these to overlap a little. Bringing it in looks pretty good to me. I know we were at a volleyball game, so I'm not gonna use the basketball. That doesn't really make sense. Oh, there's a hamburger too. How did I not realize all this food was on here? I'm gonna stick the burger somewhere up here. I think I'm gonna put it right there, and I'm gonna pop it up on foam tape. I don't know how. Sometimes when you look at a sticker sheet, do you sometimes not realize little details like that? Like, I don't know how exactly I missed the burger and the pizza. It never occurred to me. I think I still need something else down here. Rad, because he just thought this was like the coolest thing. I sometimes can't stand speech bubbles, and I cut the speech bubble part off and just make it into a circle, but I think it's fine on this one. Let's see what this little sticker looks like in here. Oh no, I'm not too sure I'm liking that because it's not pointing the right direction. Like I want it to point into the picture. That could be kind of cool. Yeah, that looks fine. All right, and then I'm gonna put a couple stars in here from this puffy stickers sheet, if I can get them off. So I've got a star in there. Let me glue this down because it's just giving me fits that it's moving around. And I'm going to use the glossy accents because I feel like that holds acrylic really well. There, I can stop moving that around now. And let me put a couple more stars on here. Okay, so I've got that one. We'll do one up here, since we've obviously got a star theme going throughout the layout. And then these little tiny circles on here look almost like enamel dots. So if I wanted to add a couple of those, I could, but I feel like I have quite a few splatters around here, so I don't feel like I need a bunch of dots. And I've got one more star on here that I'm going to put right there. Okay, guys. This layout, I think, is done. The paper is so nice and patterned. Oh, I found another star. I could put one more so I can always have groups of two. Yeah, I kind of like that. So the paper is nice and busy and patterned enough that I don't feel like it needs a bunch more. I think that it's done. Let me see how it looks with one strip of paper down this side. I kind of just feel like it needs one little, just a pop of something over there. I wonder if black paper, like a tiny little piece, this is a scrap, but oh, I think a tiny piece of black paper really adds a lot down the side. So this is just a piece of black cardstock from my stash. It did not come in the kit, but I am pretty sure a lot of us have black paper, black cardstock in our stash. So I'm gonna put it right here at the end, but I don't want it to be very wide. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm just gonna trim off a tiny little bit, and then I'm gonna stick the black paper out from underneath. So I'm going to put the adhesive right there and just make this stick out ever so slightly. Oh, I think that really finishes off nice. It really balances this out and makes it not feel unfinished. Okay guys, this is the end of this layout and I hope you had a fun time watching. I had a lot of fun putting it together. If you make anything using this as your inspiration, we would love for you to share it on our Not Just for Boys Kit Club community, and I will link that in the description below, as well as any other tools and anything I used on this layout. It's all gonna be linked in the description of this video. Okay, thanks guys, I'll see you in a few days with another one. Bye.